This video contains spoilers for No Way Home, so if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and click off. So guys, I just saw No Way Home, and I had a little bit to say about it real quick. First off, this movie has great camera work and overall cinematography. It really feels like the crew put a lot of passion into making this movie the best they could, and I think they did an amazing job with all the visuals. There's a scene actually in particular close to the beginning of the film where it's all one take, and it goes on for nearly like 10 minutes, and that's like very it's not something you'd see usually in a MCU movie, especially. And I guess I just appreciate the effort that went into it. It wasn't something that really was mind-blowing. It was just nice to see. And with that being said, it was also really nice to see how each actor portrayed the roles. Each villain had a great performance, and even the minor ones like Thomas Hayden Church and Rice Ifans, hope I said that right, as Sandman the Lizard, did a good job with what they were given. Jimmy Foxx's Electro, it really upped the energy, no pun intended, in the scenes he was in, and this movie really felt like it redeemed his character and made Electro much more compelling and fun to watch from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, so that to me was really awesome to have. Alfred Molina did a fantastic job as Dr. Octopus, and I think his involvement in the third act is a really nice kind of like full circle arc for him, with him gaining control over the arms again and helping Spider-Man out, and that was just really cool to see. And in contrast to him, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is easily one of the best performances in any superhero movie ever. I think he's just so great in this role. He's just terrifying and evil, and he's just having so much fun. Like Willem Dafoe, there's a scene in particular where he's fighting Spider-Man in like this building, and it's just full 1v1 fight, and Spider-Man is just punching him really hard, and he's just smiling, and it's just like it really reminded me of Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight, where he's getting the shit beat out of him and he's laughing his ass off. And I'm not trying to compare the two in any way and say one's better than the other, but I just think it's awesome, and this movie really cemented his performance to me as one of the best in any comic book movie ever, and like I will forever say that now just because of this film. And speaking of other amazing performances, on the hero side, Tom Holland had such a just wonderful emotional performance in his acting. Like it really just felt like every emotion he was feeling, you could feel it. And a lot of those are not very nice emotions. He goes through a lot in this movie, and Tom Holland really shows that well. It really was fun to see how he develops over the course of the film. And without getting into too many spoilers, because I don't want to just tell you X, Y, Z, this is how it happened. But by the end of the movie, he really just stepped into the role of a more comic accurate Peter Parker, and it's just like I said before, it was just cool. It was just awesome. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange was really more like a plot device in this movie. Like he was a character, but he didn't have really an arc. He was just kind of there. He existed for the plot, and that's fine, whatever. But like him and Tom Holland really have good chemistry together, and their lines together really brought the movie full circle to me, talking about how he calls him sir or something, and he tells him to call him Steven. It was just a nice little innuendo at the end of the movie. Anyways, I do want to fully admit that I screamed a lot in the theater. Okay, I had a really good theater first time I saw it. Yeah, no, it was just really awesome to see the energy that people brought. The first time that that really came out was when we saw this man again. I couldn't believe my eyes, to be honest with you. I see all the rumors, right? Of course, that's just how it is. But you never really think that all of them are real, and seeing this just really was surreal, honestly. I just started rewatching the show, and I really just felt like seeing it on the big screen was just such an incredible thing to experience, and I'm really at a loss for words. Nothing for me to say here, really. Just Charlie Cox is Daredevil, and I mean, hopefully he'll show up in something else. I'm hearing the She-Hulk rumors a lot, but again, just awesome. Come on, man, that's great. But of course, I'm still in shock and disbelief at the inclusion of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Come on, bro. Nobody thinks this shit's real. Come on, bro. You see all the rumors. You think, it'd be cool if that happened, but will that actually happen? Nah, man. You see the leaked pictures. It's like, nah, that was Photoshop. No way, bro. Yeah, 4K video, hey man, that could be faked, right? I mean, it's very hard to do, but it could just be not real, right? Because it's easier to believe than it being real. I remember the Avengers came out. That was the same year that The Amazing Spider-Man 1 came out. Everybody was saying, well, and this was the way it was, is that Spider-Man could not be a part of the MCU because Sony had him. No, you can't include Spider-Man. And they made that deal a couple years later, and then we see him in the Civil War trailer. Like, to me, that was just dopamine overload, bro. Like, I couldn't handle that at that time. That was just crazy to me, and he did a great job in that movie, Tom Holland. And now we're in a time where you see the 3 actors that portrayed Spider-Man live action, minus, of course, Spider-Man Japan. I wish we could see him in Spider-Verse too. This was just such a treat to see, and they all bodied their roles too. Like, everybody did a great job, you know, like, it's just, they both did just such a great job with what they were given in the script, and they have such a good chemistry with Tom Holland, but they still didn't take away from him. And like, it's still very much Tom Holland's movie, even though they were there. And to me, that really was just, it was just good. It's just like, I know I'm saying that a lot, but it was just great, man. And I think that Andrew really stole the show for me. Like, there's an interesting contrast when him and Tobey are introduced, and like, Andrew's like wearing his Spider-Man costume, and he refers to himself as Spider-Man, but Tobey's just wearing like normal clothes, and he refers to himself as Peter, and it kind of shows the path that they went down after the movies, one embracing the Spider-Man role and one embracing the home life more. And Tobey was great and amazing, but I do think that Andrew was purposely given a lot of the limelight to redeem his character, which they really did. Like, there's a scene where he's just talking to Tom and Tobey and talking about how he wanted some brothers. Like, I mean, come on, that was just adorable. That was awesome to see. And the scenes where all of them are together, it just blows my mind that it's real, you know? And it was just so much fun to see them all swinging together in the final act, fighting together, working together. They kind of recreated the Spider-Man pointing meme, which I've been showing a little bit in this video. It's just crazy to me. Like, we live in a time where we can see something like this in front of our very eyes, and it feels like it was literally just yesterday when I was a kid in the theaters watching Iron Man, and you know, I go home and I watch Spectacular Spider-Man and, you know, Ultimate Spider-Man, all these other shows and movies, and just, you know, getting into comic books and reading, you know, Kraven's Last Hunt and stuff. Like, that was one of the first comics I read, and you know, here we are. You know, nearly, like, when the Spider-Man 1 came out, 2002. That's like 19 years. That's crazy. And here we are, you know, we're experiencing it. And all in all, this movie slapped, and I really shouldn't give it a number score because I'll be very biased. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero after all, but I will say, if you like Spider-Man, if you have ever even like thought the Spider-Man was cool in any way, go watch this movie, even though I just spoiled like the shit out of it. But go watch it. Yeah, so no number score, but I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Like the video, and I'll post a Hawkeye review either Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure.